everyone, and welcome back to Closet Confessions, your go-to podcast for real unfiltered chats about fashion, trends, and why we wear what we wear. Hosted by yours truly, Alyssa Keneally. Let's talk closets, confidence, and everything in between. This week on Closet Confessions, we're diving into how TikTok and fast-moving trends are changing the way we dress, and maybe even how we see ourselves. Are we chasing trends or actually dressing for us? Today I'm joined by Molly and Bella, two college-age girls who love fashion and have so many fun thoughts to share. So let's get into it.
Okay, be honest. Have you ever bought something just because TikTok made it look cool?
Yeah, I think that in the past, if I saw a girl on TikTok wearing something that I thought looked super cool, I've been inclined to buy it, but I also think that there's a fine line between seeing something too many times on TikTok to the point where you don't want to buy it anymore because you know that if you buy it, everybody's wearing it.
Yeah, super true.
Kind of going off that, I think if you see like influencers, especially ones that you follow and that you like favorite them, and you see them wear it and like style it, that definitely makes you want to purchase it along with people in your college town. I feel like everyone has the same style because TikTok definitely influences you to buy certain things in your style as well.
I agree. Do you guys think that you have bought something just because it was trending and now it's just like sitting there collecting dust?
Yes, 100%.
100%. I think that it's super easy in the moment when something is trending to think that you love something so much that you would just wear it forever. And it's interesting to see kind of the magic of the piece go away as like the trends change, and it kind of opens your eyes to what pieces are more timeless and what micro trends are more appealing just for that very second.
Yes. Do you guys have anything that is now in your closet that you don't wear anymore?
Yeah, these Urban Outfitter corset tops, when everyone was wearing those, I think it was sophomore year, and now I have like 3 of them just sitting in my closet, and I'm getting ready to get rid of them.
Yeah, I definitely fell victim to the patterned jean epidemic of probably 2020. I have probably 4 pairs of either like crazy printed jeans or like the patchwork jeans that everybody had. I probably wore it once, and then I realized that it wasn't as cool anymore because everybody was wearing them, and I never wore it again, and it's probably been years.
I also feel like another thing too was when we first came to college, Shein, like the small tops that like covered nothing, or like the crisscross ones around your neck, and now I feel like more of like a modest look is in.
Yes.
So now I have like all these Shein tops that I probably spent like thousands of bucks on because I was like, whoa, $20 or 20 things for $20, that's awesome. But now I feel like more like Brandy Melville tops are in, and like longer tops. So now I just have a bunch of random short mini tops laying around.
Yes, I agree. I think we've all kind of fallen into buying things because of TikTok and because of those trends. To go off of that into our next topic, do you think that there's like a pressure to keep up with influencers, and does it feel like your closet's like never enough anymore?
Yeah, most definitely, because all these influencers, they get sent things and companies will send them stuff, and you're like, well, I want that, but I can't afford it because I'm a college student. So you definitely feel pressure to keep up with it and have this style that you can't really afford, especially as a college student. And if you're seeing, for example, like Alex Earl or like college girls that have like millions of followers on TikTok, and this girl, Avery Kroll, she gets like a bunch of clothes sent from her, and it's kind of like, I wish I could get that, but I can't afford to have a closet like that.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like the whole influencer marketing concept as a whole kind of exposes the whole fashion industry and exposes like the whole idea of what trends even mean, because I think that in a lot of ways, like watching the evolution of an app like TikTok, you know, evolve over time and seeing how things look differently over time with fashion and marketing and brand deals and promoting things. I think that in a lot of ways there's pressure to keep up with it, but I also think that it creates a sense of like you are kind of seeing it for what it is, and you're realizing that things that are so expensive for the everyday person, like one dress for $100, one top for $60, there are influencers out there getting 100 times the quantity of what we dream of getting, and they're getting it for free. So I do feel like in a lot of ways it kind of erases the facade of like having all of the things and everything. Like you just kind of see it for what it is, that it just kind of feels like not a lot of it is real. Like for some people it works in one way, and for other people it works in a completely different way. So I think that just like understanding the way that those brand deals work and everything, it makes me realize that I'll never be able to like have
To keep up.
So
Yeah.
I think it kind of is liberating in a way too.
That's very true. I think that these influencers are helping or like hurting the creativity of style, because like you guys said, like they're getting sent things, like it might not be like true to their own like self necessarily. Do you think that's something that is helping or hurting?
I feel like it can kind of go both ways, and like you just said, it like it's not their style, so they have to wear it because they're promoting it. So like I used to see these ads about like body wash and like Dove, and it's like, what, are you really using that? Like, is that really something that's good for your skin? So you really don't know if these girls that are getting sent stuff from Pepper Mayo, if it's like actually something that's good quality, but like
if they actually like
looks
it.
good, yeah, it looks good, so people like buy it. So I don't know. I think it can kind of go both ways depending on how you see it and like the perspective of it all.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely think that brands should be more mindful when it comes to who they reach out to influencer-wise, because I think that there are certain influencers that have a set brand identity for themselves and a set aesthetic for what they like to promote and their own personal style, and then brands that see themselves in alignment with that style can capitalize on that and reach out to that influencer and have a deal with them where the influencer's personal style and the brand's identity kind of align with one another, and then they can have a really good relationship. But I also feel like there are some brands out there that just have so much money that they'll just pay anybody to promote their product, even if it doesn't make a lot of sense with that influencer's brand identity or online presence. And so I think that it's the brand's responsibility to strategically market so that they aren't being obviously kind of commercial and not authentic with their branding and their advertising. I think that it's not the influencer's fault for accepting a, brand deal that's going to pay them to promote something, but I think that it's the brand's responsibility to choose influencers that are going to represent their brand consistently.
Yeah,
Totally. Do you guys feel pressure to ever post new outfits, even if you like don't love them? Have you guys ever gotten anything sent to you and you like feel like you have to post it?
Yeah, I've gotten something sent to me before and I felt like I had to post it, and I think that it has a little bit of like imposter syndrome to it, because you're constantly seeing girls your age promoting things online, promoting brands or products or offering like a discount code, and a lot of the times you see those people and you can never envision like yourself being in that position. So I think that that's why I've been like hesitant in the past to accept brands reaching out to me or post things about brands, because I feel like that's not me. But I definitely feel like if I was getting that kind of attention all the time, it would be really easy for me to like constantly
especially
post.
from like popular brands too,
Yeah.
that like you would wear every day. I definitely had someone reach out. I think you remember this, Lissa. Remember?
Yeah.
This brand had sent me like these shirts, and they were like a shirt that was like a bright blue shirt with a smiley face, a pink smiley face, and like crosses as the eyes and like a tongue emoji, and I had to wear it and post it on TikTok. And I remember everyone was clowning me and I never did a brand deal again after that, because I was like, this is never something I would actually wear. So kind of going back on what we were saying, like I just did it because I wanted to be like that influencer.
Like the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah. And so yes, I've definitely have done that and put something on TikTok that I would never wear ever. I still have the sweatshirt to this day, and it's my self-tanning sweatshirt.
According to the State of Fashion 2023 by McKinsey and Business of Fashion, influencer-driven consumption is fueling a see now, buy now mindset, putting serious pressure on both creators and consumers to constantly stay ahead. To wrap up this topic, how often do you guys feel the pressure to buy something just to keep up?
A lot of the time, especially because I'll see someone post like someone
Like you like?
yeah, and for example, this girl, she goes to U of A and she always has like the cutest clothes, and so like she's like tiny, and so I'll be like, oh, where's this from, and like I'll go get it, and I put it on, I'm like, that does not look anything like it did on you. So yes, I definitely will see people post it, and then I see someone else post it, and I'm like, I want that. I go and spend $100 on a top, and it looks hideous on me.
I'm sure it doesn't, but I totally get what you mean. I think we've all kind of felt like that before too. Like you see something on someone else and then you try to wear it and then it just like doesn't fit your vision. Right. Our next topic that we're going to get into is fast fashion microtrends and trend burnout. So let's talk about all those trends that we already forgot about. We've kind of mentioned a few more low-rise jeans, Y2K. There's like Coquette,
Yeah.
the bows.
Even high-rise jeans, like I can never imagine wearing high-rise jeans.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like the low-rise jeans are like back in style now, and like for a while they were totally like out, and then like skinny jeans like are coming
Skinny
back.
jeans, yeah. And I think that skinny jeans are gonna skyrocket because Alex Earl just came out with these skinny jean brand. I don't know what
And
the brand is.
capris.
Yes.
I think capris are
they're coming back for sure.
I've already seen so many girls wearing that. But I think that's so cool too, like the way that fashion kind of like reinvents itself, but like also is on like a schedule of like, you know, like all of the things that are kind of like resurfacing like in the last couple of years are like trends that were like the most popular in like the early 2000s, and it kind of feels like we're on this like 20-year cycle of like the things that were popular decades before they come back into style, but just almost in like a slightly tweaked like new version of what they once were like from the past.
Yeah. I also think heels are like a new thing because
Casual
if you would
heels.
have asked me sophomore year to wear heels, I would have been like, you are crazy downtown. Because I remember when I went to U of A to visit, my friend was like, are you bringing heels? And I'm like, I don't own heels. Like, I just go out in like Converse or whatever we wore. And now it's like a thing now, but I would never think that is. And those ballet shoes that you guys wear.
Oh yeah, ballet flats. All things
Those are-
very like 2000.
And last year the trend was to wear black high knee boots. So
Do you guys think that these trends like are coming in and out too quickly? Like, because for me, like when I walk into a store, every single store is like the same, but they're always changing into like the same thing. Do you think that like the quality is getting worse of these clothes because of this, like because it's changing so quickly?
yeah, I've heard that like certain brands are just exactly like Shein, that are you're spending $60 to $50 on a top when you can go to Shein and get the same quality for $8.99. So yes, I think because people are so willing to buy it and spend the money on it that they can just keep upping these prices, but people don't care because it's a trend and people want to fit these trends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that fast fashion in tandem with like social media micro trends causes these brands to not only have to work around the clock to be able to make some kind of profit, because they're constantly having to recycle the clothes that they're selling and come up with new collections and new launches and drops to keep up with how fast people are changing their minds about what's popular to wear online. So these brands are trying to keep up, but in order to be still making a profit while having all of this turnaround time of creating new products and needing new fabrics and needing all of these workers that are going to be able to make these clothes and keep up with it, they're having to make these prices a lot higher than what they should be. So we're seeing lower quality because of the turnaround time and having to make more and more of less and more of less of one thing to keep up with the micro trends. And then also like raising the prices because these companies know that in a month no one's going to be buying this shirt anymore, so they need to compromise and overcompensate for how much it's going to cost to be making all of these clothes that they kind of know no one is going to buy.
Yeah.
Which is also really interesting too.
Yeah, totally. Because they're just gonna. Do you think that like now they just end up in like landfills and stuff? Like because when they do go out of style, where do they go when they have all these clothes left?
Right.
Sale racket.
And
Yeah.
but
racket, the
landfill
sale-
truly, like,
What do they call it?
that
Sale
is,
rack?
Like
Oh,
the,
sale
but
rack.
ultimately, yes, like the landfill is where they are going, and like the like great big garbage patch in the Pacific. Like, I think that depending on what you study, especially in higher education and like your area of study, you may or may not be more or less informed on some of these topics, but I think that people that are studying societal impacts and environmental studies, weather studies, fashion studies, all of these areas of study kind of cover this idea of fast fashion and climate change and how this industry is affecting the planet, which is the ultimate like root of the issue, is the policies in place that protect our planet from all of this waste.
Totally. The Ellen MacArthur Foundation warns that this endless cycle of micro trends leads to throwaway fashion, which is what you were just talking about, where items are rarely worn more than a few times before being discarded, which is fueling a major sustainability crisis. To wrap up this topic, would you guys rather invest in a few staples or keep chasing trends?
No, I would invest in staples, which is what I've been doing. I feel like after getting rid of all my Shein tops, because I've never worn those again, I think getting staple bodysuits, and after working in the corporate life and having to like not buy just a bunch of different tops, having a good staple of a black top and all these different tops that can get me through different outfits but make it look different, have been very beneficial to me and my closet as well. And I'm not going through a bunch of mini tops.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I think that in my experience, something that really changed my life was my experience traveling abroad for a year. And because I did that, I had to consolidate a lot of my clothes. And I learned what the term capsule wardrobe meant while I was preparing for this, and how to mix and match staple pieces to be able to come up with, hundreds of outfits. And I think that this technique is something that is all but unfamiliar to past generations of women that came before us. I think that this was just their way of dressing, but because of the micro trend industry that we are so consumed with, to us we have to have a name for it, so capsule wardrobe. But I think that having an experience of being forced to only have like a small quantity of clothes to choose from, and then having to come up with outfits and learning about accessorizing and all the possibilities that you can come up with only a few pieces, really opened my eyes to how unnecessary the fast fashion industry is, and how we are under this guise that we think we need all of these options and we need more and more and we will never have enough or whatever, but ultimately we do not need a fraction of what we even have. And I think that as a society we should all have a shift towards staple pieces over micro trends.
And I've never understood that either, because my mom always told me, like, you just need a few staples. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Right.
Like, I need that pink shirt and I need that orange one, but, like, really I don't, because I will never wear that.
Yeah.
You just really need the staples, because that is what will make your closet, rather than a bunch of...
It's so true. And then you can kind of learn how to style things. And, like, that's where, like, finding your style in this, like, trend-obsessed world comes in. Because, like, trends come and go, but your style, that's, like, all on you. So how do you guys define your style without just copying what's online? And who's, like, your style inspo?
I feel like I don't have my own style, but I don't really, like, I don't know, I kind of just put on what I think looks good, and...
Well, that's your style.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean...
I think you have your own style.
I feel like I have my own style, but I feel like I can also get inspo from people, but like from different people, and then put pieces together.
Right.
And then I kind of create my own. But I feel like I just like to do simple stuff rather than a bunch of like pictures or stuff on my clothes.
Yeah.
And accessorize. I feel like that's the main thing. Like chunky earrings can make everything so much better, even if you have no makeup on. Like putting like chunky earrings in, or like a necklace or a ring or whatever it is very beneficial as well.
Yeah, I think that I definitely have my own sense of style. I feel like it's kind of like a really fun phase to go through, even though it's kind of not a phase, it's just forever of like constantly being able to rediscover and redefine your own personal style. I definitely think that I like to mix a lot of kind of more like bohemian, hippie, free-flowing pieces with more like tight-fitted tops, and I love high neck stuff, and like I love like asymmetrical like cuts on the end. I love like big pants. Like I think I definitely have like a very specific sense of like what I know looks good on me, what like things are flattering to my body type. I feel
That's
like
something too.
that's huge. Like discovering, I think especially that is like such another huge point about micro trends and how they suck, because fashion is not like one size fits all. It never is. And there are so many things that, depending on your body type, are flattering or unflattering on you. And like high-waisted stuff was so popular in high school. Like when we were in high school, high-waisted stuff was like the only thing that like people would wear. Like low-rise did not exist, and I always felt so like not confident in my clothes. And it wasn't until like my 20s that I realized that like high-waisted stuff is not flattering on my body type. And now I wear like mainly only like low-rise pants and stuff like that I think you just need experience.
I feel like, kind of to touch on that, how like stores do one size fits all.
Yeah.
I feel like Brandon Melville was so popular in high school because we were so tiny and
Yeah.
everything fit, right? And I think that it kind of, everyone steered away from that because it wasn't one size fits all. After all, like not everyone could fit in that. And I remember like someone would buy these jeans. I'm like, oh my God, I want those. And I would go to Brandon Melville. I'm like, these don't fit me. Like I can't get the button of clothes.
Yeah.
This ain't one size fits all. And so I think that is definitely something like that's important, that like it's not one size fits all. And
Yeah,
Brandon
it's
Melville-
definitely like important to find what fits for your own like body type too, because everyone has like likes looking good and feeling good when they're wearing something. So how would you guys describe your style in 3 words?
basic.
I feel like yours would be, I'm going to describe yours.
Okay, yeah. You know better.
I think it would be like simple, clean, and cute.
The sexy street hippie.
You have more of a distinct style than I do, yeah. So yours is easier to describe.
That's mine. Sexy street hippie.
I don't even know what mine would be. I feel
the
like
same.
and like frilly. I feel like I'm more
girly,
frilly
like,
than you.
Yeah, yeah.
I like girl. I don't know.
Yours, I would say like summer, clean, feminine.
Yes.
I feel like that's you. Both of you guys.
Okay. Moving on to our last topic, we're going to talk about trend predictions and hot takes. So let's roast or predict 2024's trend forecast. What's staying in and what's going to flop? Or 2025, I mean.
Okay, I think baggy jeans are eventually going to go out, but right now they're like really popular. And then skinny jeans, and they're going to kind of just keep going back and forth on what people are liking at the time. Mm-hmm. And then I also think sweat sets are something that are really in right now. And I remember like matching was not in. I remember I had nothing matching set because I was like, I don't want to match that. So that's in right now, and I think that's eventually going to start fading away as well. And I also think the heel trend as well will stay in, but I think different types of heels will come and go. It's my prediction.
My prediction, hot take, I think athleisure is out. People being more like dressy for things like is gonna be in, like people putting more time and effort. I feel like we've been seeing like a huge shift in more like conservative wear, more modest wear. Even if you saw Pretty Little Thing just did an entire rebrand on their website, and they were known to be one of the like biggest websites for like party tops, like skimpy clothes, like tiny like outfits and everything. And now all of their stuff is like high neck button up, like, you know, blouses and milkmaid dresses. I think that is definitely the shift that people are going in, with more like countryside looks. I definitely think capris are in, skinny jeans are going to be in. I agree. I think like the barrel jean is going to be out in like a year. But they just came out last year, so I think it'll probably be another year before they like are kind of out. I think that like bows and stuff are going to be out. It's going to be more like streetwear, but also like a huge shift towards like feminine, modest, very put together, dressy.
I feel like more of a natural look is going to start becoming in.
Less makeup.
Yeah, and I think with summer coming up, I think that's something that's easier too, because people are more confident that they're tan and that they don't want to wear makeup, and so it's easier to like make it look clean and classy without having to do too much.
Right. And also like it depends like the occasion of things too. Like obviously certain styles you're not going to wear to certain places. But
Another one that I know that's going to go out of style in probably a year is those grandpa shoes.
The loafer things, the Birkenstock loafers.
loafers and those New Balance grandpa shoes.
Oh,
those are
like
gonna
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Those
Yes.
not Hokas. I don't think Hokas. I think
Well, because Hokas are
Hokas
like
are more of a running shoe. It's
Yeah,
those
you
New
mean, like, New
Balance
Balance
grandpa
are-
shoes that people are wearing for like cute
streetwear.
athleisure.
Oh, yeah.
So I think those are popular right now, and I think they're gonna go out of style. Here.
I agree.
I mean, I hate it.
I also totally agree with the makeup thing becoming more natural because I think that we've seen a slow progression to that since 2016 and the like big glam like matte look with the like huge eyebrow and the like intense like eyeshadow, and then slowly we've leaned into like glowy makeup and like clean girl makeup
Less
and like
is more.
having the glow, and now I feel like it's really gonna be like a less is more,
Yeah.
like
Well, like-
maybe even no makeup or like a no eyebrow, like maybe even a thinner brow or clear brow.
Well, like look at like Kylie Jenner, for example, too, and like a lot of these celebrities are getting things like like their like plastic surgery removed and like going back to like their natural state because it's like a trend almost. But
Yes, I was just gonna say that too. I feel like it's almost like the micro trend of like the BBL and the filler and the chin filler and the facelift. It's like it's becoming so oversaturated that it's not even like exclusive for celebrities anymore, and so they're like trying to get away from it. It's almost like the same energy as all like celebrities the past couple years at Coachella dressing like super casual because they know that everybody's like going all out and like wearing their best outfits and like looking so like crazy and amazing that like they need to separate themselves from that, and they're like way too cool, so they just show up in like jeans and a white shirt.
that's so true.
And coming from someone too, like I have probably 8 syringes of lip filler on my lips, or I did, and I used to get them every 4 months, and I feel like this past year I haven't gone in a year, and I like my lips way better than having them like a
Yes.
blowfish. So I definitely think it's gonna be one of those things that you have to stay high. You have to be high maintenance for like a day to stay low maintenance.
Yeah, yeah.
To get your eyebrows laminated, or like if you do that stuff, that
Yes.
is more popular nowadays than filling your eyebrows in every day and having them be 6 inches wide.
Yes.
So
Well, one more question before we close this out. What trend do you guys think will stick around forever?
I think like the basic tops, like the staples in your closet will stay, because especially since we're all graduating soon, I think that is something that we're going to need, and we're not going to be going out all the time. And I know being towards the end of graduation, like I don't go out really anymore. So I think I don't really need those small little mini tops anymore, and I don't really need all that stuff. I just need these basics to get me through my work days and everything. And I feel like that's beneficial as I get older and wanting to have kids. You're not going to be wanting to wear these skimpy tops and shorts.
True.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like even an extension of the idea of like more modest and classy, I think that like the whole look of the, even what I'm wearing right now, like the high neck, like basic top, but like skin tight and like high quality. Almost think like Skims, like the bodysuit, and the like neutrals of like the high neck, like scoop neck top, like the regular t-shirt, but it's like neutrals and like I think that the whole like earthy tones will stay. I also think that those like big chunky headbands, those will stay for sure, like the black and gray like
The ones that you wear. Okay.
look.
Yeah.
Like I think that just like the flattened ones, I think that those will stay too. But yeah, just overall like same thing, like neutrals and like no patterns. I think just like very simple and timeless will stay.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Molly and Bella, for your input. That will wrap up our podcast for today.